In this video, I'm going to take you on an amazing past life adventure about nationalism and treason, so stay tuned. If you're new to my channel, I make videos about valuable information that comes up in my past life regression sessions. If any of these topics are of interest to you, please hit the red subscribe button down below to subscribe to this channel. And if you've been here before, welcome back. When my client came to see me, it was because she was in a marriage that she felt she couldn't get out of. She was there out of obligation. For many years, she felt loyal and didn't feel like she could leave the marriage. During her past life regression session, she went back to a place a very long time ago where she was actually a man, married and had a young son. What he saw himself doing the majority of the time was hunting with a bow and arrow. And sometimes he saw himself in a warrior capacity. He remembered practicing a lot with the bow and arrow as well as hunting. For the first important day, he saw troops arriving. He felt it was a time of invasion. The wife and son are packing and they're going to be leaving on foot with the rest of the neighbors. We now move forward to the second important day, and now he's being reunited with his son, who is now grown up and is in the monastery. It turns out that during the invasion, the Roman soldiers were very well armed, and my client fought but was captured. During the invasion, the neighbors used bow and arrows. They carried spears, knives, and a few men even had swords, but they were overpowered. He was beaten and whipped. While being transported, his hands were tied and he was forced to walk. If he stopped for any reason, there was a soldier who would whip him. The soldiers took their prisoners to their outpost encampment. The soldiers made a very interesting offer. They offered to spare their lives if they were willing to switch sides. So this is a treasonous act. But guess what? Since he didn't feel like he had a choice, my client agreed to switch sides. We now go to the third important day in that lifetime, and my client sees himself building stone fortifications as an occupation. He's overseeing the work, so that means he's in management position. He also had to learn a new language. I asked about the wife. He said that she was way too far north, and so he never was able to connect with her ever again. On his deathbed, he said that he had a stroke and his son had traveled from the monastery to give him last rites. They had reconnected at some point, but it turns out they both had never reconnected with the wife. Both the father and the son had moved on. So I asked what was learned in that lifetime. The answer was that it was important to let go of preconceived notions, such as feeling of patriotism, loyalty, political ties, and even ideas of what it means to be loyal to oneself and one's fears, even if it feels wrong or treasonous at the time. Once my client was able to do that in that lifetime, then life was good. Then I asked what was the purpose of that lifetime, and the answer was to move forward, to have a transformation and rebirth, to show that not only is transformation and rebirth possible, but it's been done before. In the past life, it showed that she had done this before. She didn't have to do it again. So now it was time to talk to the higher self. And I asked the higher self, why that life? Why did you show that life? And the answer was, it was a clear example of how powerful one's life can be transformed through flexibility. The higher self said that that was a clear example of how powerful one's life can be transformed through flexibility. And it applies in this life as well. And the higher self said that the important lesson here was that my client needed to put her needs first, not everyone else's, but her needs first, because she can't meet anybody else's needs if her needs aren't met first. And the lesson learned from that lifetime was that love is the most powerful thing on earth, and if she shows her self-love, it will radiate out into the world and then right back at her. So at the end of the session, we talked, and she made a huge connection. She realized that she had lived in a lifetime where she had to make really difficult decisions. At the end of the session, my client realized that she had already been tested before in that past life when it came to loyalty. And she realized that she needed to be loyal to herself, and so she needed to leave her marriage now, because she had made decisions that were much harder in the past, in that past life, for instance, where she had to choose between her country and a new country. And she picked the new country just to survive, And it wound up working out very well for her. So the past life gave her the courage to end her current marriage so that she can move forward and be loyal to herself. I hope you enjoyed this past life adventure. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see more of you later. I want you to know that I make these videos because I want you to remember who you truly are. You are a spirit being having a human experience. You come from a place of unconditional love. You are perfect in every way. You just don't remember it sometimes. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up so I know to record more videos like this. Thank you.